In today's Leeds new, Paixao moves to Marseille, Joseph Girona interest, Schmidt agrees terms, new sleeve partner, under 21's Premier League International Cup, and today's rumour mill stories on Ricardo, Sottil, Jota Silva and Artem Dovbyk. Morning folks, welcome back to The View for the 29th of July with your Leeds United news. Hope you're all having a really good week so far. The saga's over. We move on. We'll talk about it very briefly at the start of today's news and then we'll move past it. Wanted just to point out it's really quiet with the local journalists around this one as well. We haven't heard anything from them around this Paixao moved to Marseille. We haven't heard them give the detail on what happened. We've only got Sky Sports accounts of this. It's been very, very, very quiet with the local journalists. What that means, I don't know. Maybe there's something going on behind the scenes at Leeds. Maybe there's not. We'll find out very soon. Those who will ask about James McAtee, by the way, as well, that's been coming up in the last couple of days. I'd say write that one off. Man City have just rejected a £25 million bid from him. They want £42 million. I think he's probably outside of Leeds United's price bracket at this point. But we'll crack on today and we'll start off the news with the Igor Paixao update, I suppose. Box it off and we'll move on pretty quickly. As you know, last night Igor Paixao chose a move to Olympique Marseille over Leeds United after both sides had agreed a fee with Feyenoord. Once both clubs agreed the fee with Feyenoord, it was down to the player, and the player himself has chosen to move to Marseille, and the pull of the Champions League was said to just be too much for Leeds to deal with. He was said to be happy with Leeds United's new project, but has favoured the Champions League football over it at this point in his career. The final agreed fee is said to be £28 million with add-ons. That's about €32 million thereabouts. So Leeds will now move on to other targets, and as we'll get to the rumour mill section of today's video, Leeds are going to be linked with every single winger who is available or agent who is trying to get a winger a move at this point, now that Leeds have popped their head up and said they want a winger. But let's move on. Let's talk about one of the potential exits that is likely to happen over the next couple of weeks, and that's Matteo Joseph. As we know, Real Betis have been playing games with Leeds trying to get Matteo Joseph at a discounted rate, and they may have to change their approach. There's a piece in Sport Witness today that just describes their transfer policy, which I thought was interesting, and they've described Betis' transfer strategy as deliberately dragging out negotiations to pressure clubs to sell at unreasonable terms, which I think is very, very accurate when it comes to Matteo Joseph. However, in a piece from El Esportivo and Sport in Catalan today, they claim that Girona have submitted an offer for Matteo Joseph. Neither Girona nor Real Betis are said to be keen to pay Leeds €14 million, about £12 million price tag, but Girona are described as being slightly more flexible than Real Betis in this situation, and as the article puts it, this may force Betis to put up or shut up. Second one, preferably. Leeds maintain that Matteo Joseph is not for sale at this point unless somebody can trigger the valuation that they see in the player or accept their terms on a loan, which is a straight up loan, no option, no obligation. Girona, as we know, are owned by the City Group, who own Manchester City, so money is not said to be a huge obstacle in this situation. It comes down to purely whether they see the value in Matteo Joseph at that €14 million mark that Leeds have put on his head. Competition for Joseph's signature for Leeds at this point will be a huge benefit, and it will likely see if Real Betis can kick into action and put more money up front. And while all of this is going on, Matteo Joseph will not be involved with the Leeds United first team. He will train separate from the group. He won't be involved in friendlies, and he'll have to look after himself until this situation has been fully sorted out. So right now, you've got two teams in the mix. That's positive for Leeds. Whether they get him on a loan, straight up loan, or whether he moves for the valuation Leeds having him, we'll see, and whether it makes Real Betis go away at this point, or whether they'll come in and put more than £8 million on the table for Joseph if they really want to get a deal done for him. Let's move on, talk about another potential exit, and it's Isaac Schmidt. And earlier this summer we heard Isaac Schmidt's agent say that he was looking to secure the fullback regular starting football and was confident of getting a solution this summer. Schmidt has been told by the Switzerland FA and management team that if he wants to be part of their World Cup squad next summer, he needs to be playing consistent, regular football, and that is the motivation for his exit from Leeds. Schmidt is not the first choice at Leeds United, and that reason is what's leading to his temporary exit from the club. He needs to get that game time for World Cup football. Yesterday, news came out that Schmidt has agreed terms with Werder Bremen in Germany for a straight-up loan move at this point. Sky Sports Germany say that the clubs are working on the details, and it's not clear at this point whether the loan move is a straight loan or will include an option or an obligation to buy at this point. Daniel Farke said he wants cover in the fullback positions before he agrees to allowing Schmidt to move on, and Leeds are said to be working on that at the moment, and once that happens, Farke will give the green light for the exit. This is a really simple one for me. Player needs regular game time. He's not going to get regular game time at Leeds. He's not the first choice fullback, so he needs to move on loan in order to get into the World Cup. It's a World Cup year. Lots of weird things will happen this season as well. Players need to get regular game time, and it's that deep. It's literally that deep. So no issues for me in this one. Schmidt will move on, maybe temporarily, and then maybe come back and have another crack at Leeds United next season. We'll see what happens. Let's move on to a new shirt sleeve partner for Leeds, and Leeds United have announced a new shirt sleeve partner for the upcoming Premier League season. Leeds have signed up to a partnership with Parimatch. Now, Leeds have labelled this as an entertainment company. They're not an entertainment company. They're a global sports betting and gambling company, and gambling sponsors will be banned on the front of Premier League shirts from next season, not this season coming, the following season, but the rules do allow a short sleeve gambling sponsor to be on the kits, and there's no date or no information whether that will be banned at any point in the future. So for now, it is allowed. In the meantime, Leeds have decided to partner with a gambling company on the shirt. For me personally, disappointed to see Leeds move back towards gambling companies at this point, of considering where everywhere is going. It's a shame, but each to their own, I suppose. When we move on, let's talk about the Leeds United under-21 side, and they will go into this season's Premier League International Cup knowing that they will go head-to-head with some very close rivals. The Leeds United under-21 side have been drawn in the Premier League International Cup Group D and will face off against the following sides: Manchester United, Sunderland, West Ham United, Athletic Club, Borussia Dortmund, Anderlecht and Sporting Lisbon. We wish the lads all the best in that competition. We'll likely see lots of coverage of it this season because the rules around showing under-21 football have changed this year. They won't be banned from showing those games because there's Premier League matches taking place. That's all changed. So we should see an awful lot more of the under-21s this season. We might do some watch-alongs for the under-21s over and Big Up as well. If people are interested in that, let me know in the comments and we'll see what we can do. Right, let's move into the rumour mill territory. Before we get into this, I will just point out this. Now that Paixao is out of the race, Leeds United are going to be linked with every single available winger or every winger that an agent is trying to get a move for. So I would take all of these with a massive pinch of salt and keep in the back of your head that Leeds probably have targets that are not being mentioned in these rumours. So just to give you the context before we move into this and move on, you can make your own mind on this. Let's talk about Riccardo Sottil. According to Tutto Mercato Web, they claim the Leeds have been linked with Fiorentina winger Riccardo Sottil. The 26-year-old winger spent half of last season on loan at AC Milan. He scored 5 goals and got 4 assists all season in Serie A, and Sottil is now said to not be part of Fiorentina's plans for next season and is free to leave. Tutto Mercato claimed that Leeds have inquired about the winger earlier on this summer, but Fiorentina are said to be open to a loan move with a potential option to buy the player. This one feels 100% like agent talk. A loan with an option from a club. The club are saying he doesn't have a future with them anymore. They're willing to let him go. Leeds are in the market for a winger. Blah, 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 blah. You know the deal. So for me, that there's very little in that at this point. Also, I would say he's probably not good enough for the Premier League as well. He's not good enough for Serie A. He's probably not good enough for the Premier League. So yeah, probably nothing in that. Move on to the next one. And this one is Jota Silva. And according to some reports, Leeds United have interest in Nottingham Forest winger Jota Silva. Leeds and Sporting Lisbon are both credited with having some level of interest in Jota Silva, and Nottingham Forest will accept a fee of €15 million for the wide man. Last season, he played in plenty of games, but he only started 5 Premier League games. He got 3 goals and added 1 assist. This one for me is a massive no. He has shown that he is not at the level of the Premier League and is likely to move back down towards Spain or Portugal for next season. It's an easy link, but Leeds aren't paying £15 million or €15 million for a player that started 5 games last season in the Premier League. It doesn't fit with the 49ers model at all. Doesn't fit with what they're going after, and it definitely doesn't fit with Adam Underwood's stretch targets that he's looking to try and get into the club this season. So yeah, Bin that one probably. And let's move on to the next one. This is a striker link, and it is for Artem Dovbyk. According to La Gazzetta dello Sport, Leeds are interested in Ukrainian striker Artem Dovbyk. The 28-year-old is currently playing his football at AS Roma, and in 27 starts last season he scored 12 goals and added 2 assists. The reporting out of Italy this summer hasn't been very accurate. We go back to the Nikola Krstovic that was linked earlier on this summer, and it hasn't been accurate, and a lot of the publications in Italy seem to be trying to help clubs to drum up interest in some of their players to bring money in this summer. Artem Dovbyk, decent player at Roma, but as I say, 12 goals last season, only 2 assists, and again doesn't really fit that stretch goal mark that Leeds are looking for. Maybe he's a backup option if they can't get Rodrigo Muniz. We'll find out about that in the next coming days and weeks likely. But there you go, folks, that's today's news. It's a little bit lighter on the ground in terms of detail. That's likely to start fleshing itself out towards the weekend, and we'll see where Leeds go with their next move after Igor Paixao was shelved. We'll see what they do in the striking position. They are the 2 big ones we want to see Leeds get right in the next couple of weeks. We'll see what happens. With that, that's football. Unfortunately, transfer markets work like this. Sometimes you go after a player, you're not going to always get him. We got players ahead of other clubs this summer as well. That's how it goes. Nothing new in the transfer market in that situation. So we'll see how we get on. Massive thanks to everyone, as always, for supporting the channel. Back tomorrow morning for more Leeds news. There will be a podcast tonight at 7 o'clock as well, myself and Paul. Just have a chat about everything that's gone on this week, so you can check that out. Maybe some information on the channel rebrand as well if you're interested in that as well. I'll see you at 7 o'clock tonight, or back tomorrow morning for more Leeds news. See you then.